Hello, family. You're welcome to this episode of Joshua King. And on this episode, we'll be asking 5 questions. We'll be discussing 5 questions that everybody should be asking. 5 questions everybody should be asking. And those questions are very important and crucial questions. But before we get into it, I would like you to hit the like button and make sure you hit the like button and make sure you subscribe and also hit the notification bell so that when we drop new content like this, you will be the first to get it. So do us a favor, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. So let's get right into it. So the very first question everybody should be asking is number one, who am I? Who am I? You have to understand yourself. And this first question is a question of identity. You have to be able to know yourself. You have to be able to know what you are capable of doing. When you know what you're capable of doing, then it will be harder for you to be distracted. So when you know your capacity, know what you can do. So this first question is, who am I? So when you have an understanding of who you are, then it will be difficult for you to be swayed away. So now the second question, let's get into it. The second question is, where am I from? Where am I from? The second question, where am I from, is a question of background. You have to understand where you are coming from. You have to understand your background. And Jack Ma said, don't let your background put your back on the ground. Don't let your background put your back on the ground, because when you have an understanding of where you are coming from, the purpose of having an understanding is not to let it pull you back, but is for you to be able to analyze. When you do a strong analysis of where you are coming from, then you will know how to press forward to where you are going to. So the second question is, where am I from? So the third question is, why am I here? Why am I here? And this question is a question of purpose. You have to understand, why are you here? Because if you don't have a good understanding of why you are here on earth, you will not even have understanding of whatever it is you want to do. Dr. Miles Moran once said, he said that when a purpose of a thing is not understood, is not well understood, abuse is inevitable. It is, you can abuse what you do not understand. You can abuse what you should check our last video on purpose. I'll drop the link below and you should watch the video. We discussed a whole lot of things in the video. So you should have a good understanding of who you are. So question number 4 is, what can I do? What can I do? What are the things which you are good at? And this question is a question of potential. The things you can do without being coerced, the things you do that you really, really enjoy, those are the things that fit into this category. These are the things you can do. In fact, those things are the things that should be refined. They are your talent. The Bible says that if a gift of a man will make room for him. So if you have a gift, the things you are very good at that you don't need someone to pressure you to do it, then you should find a way to fine-tune it. You should find a way to fine-tune those things, because whether it is speaking like the way I am, the way I'm doing right now, or any other thing you think you feel you are very good at, feel free to fine-tune it, so that, because that is your potential, those are the things you can do. Now what you can do might be different from what I can do, because God created everybody separately and differently. So the number 5 question is, where am I going? Where am I going. When you have a good understanding of where you are going, it will be easier. Now, I said before that you need to analyze the past. The reason why you are analyzing the past is to be able to know where you are going, because where you are going is very, very important, and you should be able to know where you are going, because your future, your future, if you do not know, you will not even know when you've crossed the mark. Imagine a someone running maybe a marathon or 100-meter race, and there is no finish line. And if you did not have the finish line in your picture, the finish line in your mind, you will not even know if you've run 100 or 200 or 1005. So that's just the way it is. It's any race has its own finish line. Any race that has its own finish line. So those are the 5 questions that everybody should be asking. I will run through them again. Number one, who am I? Number two, where am I from? Number three, who am I and why am I here? Why am I here? Then number four, what can I do? Then number five, where am I going? Thank you for watching, and make sure you subscribe and hit the like button, and see you in the next episode of Joshua King. Peace out.